Good morning, childrens. It's your old pal Brian. Planty McPlantface, the most well-traveled spider plant on the planet, is enjoying Florida. Look at the blooms of the other plants. Really nice having new growth. None of my plants died out here this season. I was all happy because you just kind of set them on the drip edge, and you're hoping that the rain will be enough for them. And this year, the word is it was dry.
HTX, 0 volts, throttle hold, flaps up, high rates, stabilization on.
I mean, dry. So, today's January, maybe 14, I'm not sure. Ooh's all happy because they did something that they really needed to do for our
0 volts, switch warning.
our radios.
0 volts, throttle hold, flaps up, high rates, stabilization on.
It's pretty cool the developers listened, or actually not even developers, fellow folks who are OpenTX enthusiasts. There's a screen where you have your favorite. Pick that can up on the way back.
0 volts.
Somebody's breakfast. Where you have your models, a visual representation of your models, and his observation was, and rightly so, the scroll wheel kind of doesn't match it. So what ends up invariably happening is that when you're trying to scroll through your model, you end up blowing right by it, and then you can't remember, and the next it takes you, it's first-person problems. That's interesting.
0 volts.
Huh? That's bear poop. Huh. Bears they're black bears. They're working their way through the neighborhood. Interesting. At some point in time, that's old poop, but it's not that old. So yeah, now you can go in and have more columns to see your radios or your models and that sort of thing, and it's a great idea. He tried to recommend that initially and was met with crickets, but somebody picked it up the other day and ran with it. And that absolutely worked for him. Gained traction, and somebody actually made the recommendation. And probably on the next flash,
0 volts.
I'll do mine. What else? Plate glass was installed in my porch where one had breached previously. They warrantied out in the window, but you got to do your own labor now that they sold the company. Well, that's the guy was going to come out happily, by the way, on a Saturday for $800 to do a job that doesn't take an hour.
0 volts.
My neighbor that did the original install, who owns that home over there with a Rockstar bus, said, yeah, it's terrible. He says, I was thinking more like 500. Well, he didn't take a penny. I paid his crew, though, just a tip. They didn't want
low battery, -6.
They didn't want money either. And
Battery
these are
critical.
kids that grew up with my son, and
12.5 volts.
they were like my kids, So I made them take 100 beer money, 100 apiece.
Telemetry lost. Telemetry recovered.
So glad to have that done,
Low
because
battery, -6. Throttle active. Throttle active.
my vision was obscured. This is first person. My vision was obscured seeing my pool.
12.5 volts.
I almost hate coming down here without Ellie. The grass is actually receded enough to where she could go out there and swim, and I wouldn't have to worry about her safety. her first 5 or 6 years on this earth. She was down here every day with me. I should bring her down. She loves the water. Just making sure I got control surfaces here. That could be embarrassing. Taking off. I think I need to put some more tape on the leading edges between where the prop and the fuse is on that. But yeah, they did me a solid, and I was so happy to have that done. I'm hoping this window doesn't breach, but it probably will. They all breached. Puddle star. As you see, the sun's out. That's not going to be for long. We're suffering an El Nino winter. And as such, we're getting cold fronts about every 3 days rather than every 7. That just sucks. And there again, first world problems, wham, wham, wham. The rest of the nation is suffering misery. And we're down here like a giant penis sticking out into the Gulf and the Atlantic, which are very warm. And enjoying non-snowmageddon temperatures. I'm back down here with the, speaking of penis, the Instacam 1X or X1, and
11.2 volts.
It looks like I have a banana on my hat. But pretty neat camera and pretty neat way to get introduced into 360 cams by my pal. Virginia Barefoot Boy. Love his hand-me-downs. Speaking of which, I need to...
11.6 volts.
It's funny, Tail Heavy Productions, God almighty, is there fingers on the pulse of human behavior? Oh my God, they're amazing. It's like staring into a mirror listening to those maniacs. I depend on people buying DJI drones and never using them. That's how I get my drones. If you travel, you're going to use them. Like right now, I'm at home, never use it. Just don't use it. Because how many times are you going to fly unless you're testing like I do? How many times are you going to fly in the same area? You're not. And you're probably not going to go out and do just hop in the car and go videos. You're going to do something else. So yeah, your drone's going to sit, your batteries are going to die, and you're not going to replace them, and next thing you know, it's on letgo.com, getting rid of that. Yeah, I got to put a piece of tape. I know exactly where that noise is coming from. But yeah, Tail Heavy gets it. It's funny, but I got to take my big drone, which will not see service until I go to Maine. I need to go ahead and charge all the batteries up recreationally and make sure they're good. It's not, they do pretty good, but man, you just don't want to be in a situation where one or the other accidentally discharge. What else? Going to see my son today briefly downtown. Going to go meet my attorney, longtime attorney, pal. I have a package for him. Stupid plane. Thanks for, particularly, well, it's probably going to be the only one. It's going to be
11.1 volts.
Captain Crunch for doing a great tour of his 3 hangars. I think I counted 3 hangars. Holy moly, I love that stuff. And oh man, your planes are all in great repair. I'm afraid that is not going to be the case with most people. Yeah, they end up doing something a little different. Puddle star. I love that thing.
11.2 volts.
Tennessee posted a video of, I guess it's a German company or something that makes these things. Like a BF 109 or something like that. It's not Twisted Hobbies, but it's something similar. EPP company, looks like. I don't know if that stuff makes it over here. Kill you on shipping. I did ask
11.1 volts.
Dale what his favorite aircraft was, and that's going to be funny because folks generally don't narrow things like that down. For me, it's easy. I only have about 16 things with wings, and it's going to be the Twisted Hobby stuff that join me on road trips. Yep, every time. These things are amazing. You're not scared of them.
30 seconds.
I don't do this with my.
6 volts.
About coming time to come in. I'm gonna run another battery. I might have enough blather.
20 seconds.
Okay, let's not run into the concrete forever. Yeah.
10, 9,
Landing.
8, 7.
Just
6.
about catch it.
Throttle hold. Throttle hold.
I'm just gonna leave all the cameras hot. Yeah, these Twisted Hobby aircraft are stupid. Yeah, I see where my tape is making noise. Gotta correct that. What else? Oh yeah. The sun's out right now and it'll decay here in just a bit. And there's a direct. Well, I'll kind of explain how this works. So my wife and I and my son and dog were born here in Florida, and
11.3 volts.
there's 21.5 million people here, and I'm pretty sure it's just me, my wife, son, and dog that were born here. The rest of them are transient.
Telemetry recovered.
A kind way of putting it. And as such, we suffer
Battery critical. Low battery. -6.
kind of
Telemetry lost. Telemetry
a
recovered.
disease process.
12.5 volts. Telemetry lost. Telemetry recovered. Telemetry lost.
Whereupon,
Telemetry recovered.
yes, honey, flooding. Whereupon, we don't do so hot when the sun is shining, emotionally. Wham, wham, wham. Hang on. Oh, crap.
Timer 1 elapsed.
As such, we don't do so well when the sun ain't shining. Wham, wham, wham.
12.2 volts.
And you're bummed out, frankly. You're not wanting to do anything, and you have to kind of make yourself do stuff. So there is that crazy component of growing up in the land of sunshine. You just aren't interested in the sun not being sunny, the sky not being sunny. And that's why we live here, and it's crazy because you'll see the whole nation. I mean, the whole nation will be
12.2 volts.
suffering. And we're sticking down here in the hot Atlantic and Gulf, where we're generating what is ostensibly a giant battery for a hurricane to come murder us in the summer. Yeah, everything comes with a price. It sure does. But I live here in Central Florida, and the most I've ever had was Irma at 110 miles an hour come right through here. We had to chainsaw ourselves out of the neighborhood. You'll remember this story, but the regulars, but not all of you are regulars. So I repeat intentionally. Now it's funny because we were talking about that yesterday. Captain Crunch was kind of musing about how some of the topics are what old people talk about, but the reality is I am what I am. He acknowledged this. You know, I say I wouldn't take a pill tomorrow to grow all my hair back. My wife's like, well, maybe you would. And I go, no, not really. I'm where I want to be, where I need to be, where I am. And that is just fine with me. It is funny as hell. The 8 of us went out to dinner the other night. We're all middle-aged and older. I guess I'll be old here in a few weeks at 60. But yeah, we talk about our aches and pains and doctor visits, but that's just where you're at, you know. Holy shit! I think I just hit a tree. Oh, I did hit a tree. I took my eyes off it. Oh man, that is way up there. I don't know how that's going to work. I've never done this. Rats. Well, you'll follow me on this one. I bet that battery's done.
11.8 volts.
I don't know how I'm going to do that one. Probably going to have to get a rod and reel, maybe. Never done it that high before. Took my eyes off of it from hitting it over there. Well, at least it's here. Yeah, I can't even climb up there. Alright, well, I'll follow you up on this one. Alright. See ya. And I'm back. Tree still has claimed my my plane. However, I was able to hit it with a very old quart beer bottle and knock it loose all but the elevator holding it onto a freaking branch. I've hit it 5 times and it didn't do any good. So we're going to try the old extend-a-pole and see if that works. But yeah, it's saved. It's just a matter of when. So I'm getting close enough where I figure I'd go ahead and bring you with me. I have to be real careful though, because the wait a minute vines have chewed me up. You might call them brambles or some other vernacular, but there's just a few wait a minute vines in here, and I have managed to hit just about every one of them. I used to do this on the job, so it's no big deal. You just, they call it death by 1,000 cuts. But yeah, this is the hardest retrieval I've ever had in probably 10 or 15 years of flying. So I'll consider myself lucky here because I didn't get it 50 foot up in a tree, just 30-ish. I figure I'd bring you back for what I'm hoping is the final retrieval here. I hope. Started getting dehydrated. I had 2 cups of coffee this morning, but that really doesn't put you back where you're supposed to be. So I chugged 16 ounces of just tap water. Immediately feel better. Wife is back home from her procedure. I have decided to waive off today going to my kid and the lawyers because it's just better if my wife comes. I try to link up, the 4 of us. But yeah, you'll see here in a minute where I have been busy. There it is right there in the distance. You can't really see it, but I can. Hanging by 1/2 of the elevator. I wish I had the lighter PVC. This stuff does become ungainly. I may have to take it off here in a second. Yeah, I don't want to hang this camera up any more than I have to. All right, you'll slip through the weeds with me. I think this is a Brit's property. Insert joke here. It's a weird shaped property. And he's had it for sale forever, but nobody has bitten. Alright, there's my other piece of PVC. Oops. Yeah. Let's put the hat back on. I think there's room for you up there with me. Been using these old quart beer bottles. They're actually great to sling at it, but you never really get good purchase on hitting it. Or at least I don't. I see a holly down in there. And the problem you run into, this is schedule 40, I think, PVC, and it starts to get heavy. But I ought to be able to reach out and touch that little mother effer with this. I haven't had any situation on the ladder where I'm feeling sketch, so that's always good. It's lodged up here pretty good. Okay, I just need my slip joints here to hold. I can glue them all together. Alrighty. Well, as long as it ain't limp, I should be able to just dislodge that joker and hope it doesn't hang up on another branch. Just a poke. It's hung up. There we go. That'll work. Lost an elevator. But that will be glued right back on. We're going to call this a win, guys. Plus I was able to get it on video, which really makes me happy. Cool. Alright, now it's just all a cleanup. First thing we'll do is haul the PVC and the frame back. I won't bore you with the rest of the retrieval stuff. But yeah, we'll call this a win. Win. Even kept the little camera. And just in time to save the battery. Yeah, you gotta love PVC. Not only is it plumbing for dummies, it's an aircraft retrieval method for dummies. Alright. Cool beans. Looks like everything is intact. Yeah, this will be ready to go in short order. Alright, let's shut you off. See ya.